Yo, it's WT Hamilton, and I approve this message. I'm about to give you some real knowledge. Yeah, man, that's real though.
Alright, welcome to another episode of Using the Law of Attraction in Your Daily Lives. Yeah, today we're going to talk about something really cool. We're going to talk about the miraculous power of you. That's right, you have this miraculous power inside you. And we're going to talk about how that works and what you can do with that. Now, the way that I'm going to tell you is I'm going to tell you a story about myself. And that's going to be the way that you're going to be able to learn how to use this miraculous power. Now, I'm sure you already, if you're into the law of attraction, which you probably are because you're listening to a law of attraction podcast, you already know a lot about the power that you have inside. But I'm going to give you this story to help you really see the many things that you can do with it and how it can really impact your life, not just for a little bit of time, but for your whole life. Because this is a power that it never leaves you. Sometimes people, they learn about it and then they move away from it, but it's always still there. It's always still there, whether you're into the law of attraction or you've tried it and it hasn't worked for you and you feel like it's not real. I'm going to talk about the miraculous power of you, and you're going to understand what I'm talking about in a second here. So, when I first started learning about the law of attraction, I was so excited about it, and I wanted to just share it with everybody. I wanted to tell people about it. I first started to write my journal, really just documenting what was working and what wasn't working, and how I was using it, and because what I did is I'm a skeptic. I'm always skeptical of things that are not logical, things that you can't explain in a ABC way. So the law of attraction for me was really a real mystical, non-logical thing, and I had to really experiment with it to understand what really worked for me and what didn't work for me. And was this thing real? Could you really think about something and then experience it? And as I started to learn how to do that and the little techniques and tools and the ways that you make it actually work in your life and how you can run into some hurdles, as I started to learn about this stuff and start to learn what was working, I got excited and I had an opportunity to write a book with my mom. Now what happened is I'm jumping into this thing, writing a book, and I had no idea about what that means, what that really means to write a book and to promote a book and to become, a marketing person for a book. I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I knew I wanted to get this information out to people. I wanted to share it with people. I wanted people to be able to have that same excitement and the same life-changing experiences that I was having. So, because I'm creating something out of nothing, I'm creating something out of just an idea, I had to really start to focus on how that worked. And this is the miraculous power of you. When you start to focus, so as I started to focus on this journey of creating this book and then getting this book out there and promoting this book, it started to open up different options and possibilities. And the more things that I did, so when we first did the book, we launched it without really any marketing. We didn't have marketing when it first was published because we didn't really know about that stuff. And we were kind of in this la-la land of thinking that all you had to do was really think on things and positive and have affirmations and it would work. And so when it didn't take off, it didn't become this huge success that we had envisioned, at first we were like, okay, what's wrong? What's going on? Why are we going through this? But the reason was because we were not ready. We were not ready to be at that next level. So we had to have that struggle. We had to experience that struggle first to be able to understand, okay, there's a lot more to it. Not just to promoting a book, but there's a lot more to the law of attraction than just thinking about it and visualizing it and then having it. there's many other steps, there's many other tools and techniques, there's many other things that you have to be able to do to be able to get to where you want to go. But the awesome thing is, because you have this miraculous power inside you, you can at any given time ask for what do you need to do next. And anytime that you ask that question, anytime you say that to yourself, what do I need to do next? What do I need to learn? What do I need to know? That information will either come to you in an idea that you never had before, or it's going to make you focus on a direction that's going to bring you to the solution that you're needing to be able to expand what you're doing. So you're creating something out of nothing. It's all starting with just thoughts, and you run into troubles, run into some hurdles, and then you have to focus on how do I get through that hurdle. And as you do that, you start to draw and you're expanding the possibilities of what you can experience. So as I started to really learn how to do this was a really big part of my growth in the law of attraction. And it really made me realize that I can create anything out of nothing. And it's just, what is it that I believe that I can create? And the more things that I started to create, more things I started to do, the more things I believed that I could do. So something that I didn't believe that I could do 2-3 weeks ago, 2-3 months ago, 2-3 years ago, I was able to believe in that as I went through all those struggles, and I learned the lessons that I needed to learn, and I learned to build the skills and the abilities and the strength in manifesting, and then the strength in visualizing, and the strength in really focusing on how to get there. The more that I focused on these things, the more that everything developed in front of me, and I built momentum. And so we didn't only just write one book, we learned how to market it. We learned how to market the other books, so that we really had a big understanding of how to build our social media, how to build, say, YouTube channels, how to build these different pieces. And all these little pieces were all the many ways that we were going to be able to connect with people, so that we could help people with learning about the law of attraction. But it didn't stop just because we ran into a hurdle, because we had this miraculous power that's inside of you, the miraculous power of you. You are the answer to all the things that you need to know or that you want to experience, because you can attract the information, you can attract the solutions just by focusing on that miraculous power that's inside of you. And once I learned how to use that tool, how to do that, man, I could start to really get through some big hurdles. And the more that I was able to accomplish things, the bigger the hurdle was to do the next thing. And a lot of people, they get frustrated at that point. But for me, because I knew I had this miraculous power, I knew that I could create something out of nothing. All I had to do was constantly focus on creating something new. So there's a problem. Okay, how do I get a solution? What do I need to do? How do I work around this? How do I solve this? And any time that I would say that to myself would go and find the answer, or it would attract the opportunity, or it would attract the direction that I needed to go to be able to solve that problem. So that's the power, the miraculous power of you. When we start to really learn how to use that, really learn how to fine tune that, how to really visualize what you want, and really know how to ask for the solution. When you learn how to do all of these things, that's when you can really expand your horizons. Now, we do a lot of trainings on our membership area. We do a lot of coaching. We do a lot of different things. So there's many ways that you can connect with us. And each week we're putting out these episodes to help you with different parts and pieces of the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is dynamic. It's simple in concept, but it's dynamic in how to use it. There's many moving parts. There's many things that you need to know how to do, and which ones to do when, and how much degree that percent of focus you need on these different parts. So it's a process that you need to really learn how to use in all the different pieces, and when and how and where, and that all creates the big manifestation. So if you're only using parts and pieces of it, it's not going to work that great for you. You have to learn how to use the whole thing as a process. And when you learn the whole thing as a process, that's when you really can elevate everything that you're doing. So I want to thank you for listening to this episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got something really substantial out of it. We're doing these weekly episodes, so subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, and we will talk to you again.
Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, like this channel, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and subscribe to this channel so you can check out more videos. And share this with your friends, man. Let your friends experience this too, because your friends are going to like it. I know they will. Also, check out our new podcast show. We're dropping episodes weekly, so you check that out. You can learn a lot about using the law of attraction in your daily lives.
Yo, it's WT Hamilton, and I approve this message.